Hey guys, what's up? Back with another video. This time I'm going to do my Monday Night Raw review from last night, the 1st of August, 2022. Monday Night Raw review. So let's get this on the way, shall we? Let's hope Tito Ortiz doesn't show up. There's an Impact joke from 2013. Anyway, kicked off the show with Becky Lynch coming out with a shoulder taped up after suffering a separated shoulder at SummerSlam against Bianca Belair, and hit her match against Bianca Belair. She's basically a babyface again now. She calls out Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair comes down, and basically the promo was basically to set up that Becky Lynch is now a babyface now, and she's going to be off for a while due to a separated shoulder. And she wants Bianca Belair to hold down the fort until she gets back. So, and then they embraced and they hugged. So good stuff right there. Good opening promo there. And of course, as Bianca Belair is cutting a promo in the ring, we cut to backstage as Bayley's crew of Bayley, Dakota Kai, and let me see if I can say this right. Io Sky, not Io Shirai. The former Io Shirai, now called Io Sky. Are ambushing Becky, and they basically wrap her arm in a chair and injuring her arm a little bit more. So taking Becky out for the time being. It was a good way of writing Becky off. Good way to write Becky off for the unfortunate separated shoulder. And I look forward to seeing the return of the man when she comes back. So yeah, that was a pretty good segment, and it really got over Bayley's new heel faction of Io Sky and Dakota Kai. That's going to be weird to say for the next couple of months. Anyway, we kicked off the actual wrestling portion of the show tonight. Last night, sorry. We had AJ Styles taking on Mustafa Ali and The Miz in the first of two triple threat matches to determine who would face Bobby Lashley next week on Raw. Really cool concept. I like basic stuff. But it made the United States title feel more important, and really cool stuff. Anyway, AJ Styles, Mustafa Ali, and Miz, they had a good match, really good match. Mustafa Ali got to shine, and a great finish where Mustafa Ali looked like he was about to get the win on Miz with the 450, but then as he hit the 450, he bounced up and ended up in the Styles Clash and got Styles clashed onto Miz and pinned. So AJ Styles moves on to the later in the night. Won't be the last time we see AJ Styles on that night. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. We cut to backstage where Becky Lynch is being attended to by doctors and to basically her shoulder, and she's going to be out for a couple months, so they say. Seth Rollins promo, or Seth freaking Rollins promo. Basically, this was hilarious. It's kind of hilarious because knowing that Seth and Becky are married in real life, it was kind of funny. Like his wife has just been ambushed and injured, re-aggravated her separated shoulder, and he is in the training room getting checked out by doctors. And then Seth comes, dancing out like, "It's party time, people!" I'm like, Jesus Christ, Seth. You know what I mean? Like, it was fun times. It was, Anyway, he cut the promo on injuring Riddle and claiming that he's put Riddle on the shelf just like Randy Orton. So fun times there. And now he wants to focus on getting Roman Reigns and getting the undisputed Universal Championship. So hope that maybe in the future, maybe the Saudi Arabia show that will probably be, which will be fun. Anyway, Seth Rollins has his own problems to deal with as he's interrupted on a Monday Night Raw. Interrupted? No. Yeah, he gets interrupted by the Street Profits, who were coming off the back of losing to the Usos at SummerSlam. They go back and forth, and it ends up with a match, of course, with Seth freaking Rollins taking on Montez Ford, which we have right now. Seth freaking Rollins faces Montez Ford. Great match. I really liked it. It was fun stuff. Really showed Montez Ford as a singles wrestler. I think it's just a test, to test him out as a singles wrestler. And I think Seth freaking Rollins is a great opponent to be a great singles opponent for anybody. really appreciate Seth. I mean, as I said, I think I've said it before in these reviews that I've not always been Steph's biggest fan, especially after some of his stuff he did in 2019. But, I think the last year or so, he's really proved, great character work and great, that he's always been a great wrestler. It's just, I just think that, sometimes, we'll get into it another time. I don't want to really talk about it. I don't want to put a downer on this thing. Anyway, Steph fights Montez Ford, has a great match, and, it was a great match. Montez Ford proved it, and then, Steph picks up the win. So, Steph picks up momentum going into whatever he does next. Possibly another match, hopefully the Clash of the Castle with Riddle. But I think Riddle is not out for long. I don't think he's going to be out for long. There you go. Then we have we're supposed to have a match between Alexa Bliss and Asuka. Goes about 2 minutes before Bayley's crew run in again. Oh, those damn dirty heels. Not Austin Aries and Bobby Roode either. That's a TNA joke. Jesus. Bayley's crew run in for the DQ, and then, and Bianca Belair runs in and challenges one of them to a match for later tonight, which gets accepted by Io Sky. So, pretty cool stuff. Not much to say about this one. It was a good setup for later on in the night. A good show long storyline. So, pretty cool there. Then we had the second triple threat match of the night. We had Ciampa taking on Dolph Ziggler and Chad Gable. Awesome stuff. Chad Gable, Ciampa, and Dolph put on an amazing show. As they're really good really good wrestling. They're really good at wrestling. And they got given time here, and Tommaso and Ciampa got the win. So he moves on to face AJ Styles later in the night. Great stuff. Speaking of great stuff, we have the return of the Rated R Superstar, Edge, with not the Judgment Day's theme song, not the You Think You Know Me, ha ha ha, you never did, not that Edge. We have the Metalingus version of Edge. On this day, I see clearly. Yeah, that Edge, we got that Edge, and man, it's good to see him back, He basically... he basically cut a promo, almost apologizing for being a jerk for the last couple of months before being kicked out of Judgment Day, and basically says that he was going to vow to take out the Judgment Day. He was going to kill what he created. So, good stuff by Edge. Look forward to seeing what comes next with Edge. Anyway, what's next on the Monday Night Raw? We have Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion, against Io Sky. And that ends in another non-contest. Good match while it lasted. It was a good match. Alexa Bliss and Asuka came out to equal the odds because Bayley and Dakota Kai came out with Io. So, pretty cool stuff. And ended a non-contest when all the women just started brawling in the ring. So, some fascinating matches in the women's division to be had on that front, with maybe 6-woman tag team matches, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be the next few weeks are gonna be very fun, with the landscape on Monday Night Raw changing. So good match there. So not that two non-contests in 3 hours. It is what it is, but at least it isn't like a shitty DQ or a shitty count out victory. So I'll take it when I can figure. I'll take it while I can, you know what I mean? Anyway, next match, we have Tommaso Ciampa taking on AJ Styles in the finals of this small tournament to determine who's going to face Bobby Lashley next week. Great stuff. I could watch it. Ciampa and AJ Styles wrestle every single day. They had a really great match here. And hold and behold, Tommaso Ciampa won. So Ciampa moves on to face Lashley. You can tell Triple H is in charge, can't you now? Ciampa gets the win here, and he will go on to face Bobby Lashley next week for the United States Championship in Cleveland, Ohio. So I think it's in Cleveland next week. I think I heard that somewhere on Twitter. So don't quote me on that. Go blame Sean Ross Sapp if it isn't in Cleveland. Anyway, yeah, that was a fun match. Like, I really enjoyed it. I really like the idea that they're highlighting the United States title. People actually want to fight for the United States title. And it's pretty cool. I like that. Pretty cool stuff. Then we had the main event, which I didn't realize was the main event until the show ends the thingy. We had the Usos versus the Mysterios for the undisputed tag team titles. I got to admit, I wasn't into this match as much as some people were because I was expecting the Judgment Day to run out and cause a DQ or something. So I was like, okay, where's the distraction? Where's the Judgment Day? You know what I mean? So I couldn't get into. I was half paying attention to this match because I was expecting the Judgment Day to come in and ruin it. But I was kind of surprised that they didn't. The Usos got the win with the 1D on Dominic Mysterio, and then out came the Judgment Day. As they beat the match itself was alright. It's just I couldn't focus on the match too much because I thought that the Judgment Day was going to get involved. After the match, they got involved. They attacked the Mysterios. All three of them did. Rhea Ripley, as you can see there, she got Dominic. I know it's Rey Mysterio, but I couldn't find Dominic on. It's somewhere in the box. Dominic is, but I couldn't think. She basically was choking Dominic with her legs, and I'm like, I bet Dominic's enjoying that. I bet there's a lot of people that would enjoy that. Anyway, yeah, the less say about that corniness, the better. I'm not going down that road. So anyway, Edge came out to scare off Judgment Day. He beat them up, and he was going for the spear on Finn Balor, but Rhea Ripley from the outside pushed Dominic in front of Balor, and Dominic took the spear. So Edge speared Dominic, and then chased after the Judgment Day, leaving Rey to confront, to pay attention to his son more. You know what I mean? Like I forgot the word. No, basically to tend to his son. That was it. Tend to his son. And that's how Raw went off the air with Dom being checked out. I thought it was pretty crazy. I liked it. It was a pretty crazy ending. It's planting the seeds for that eventual Dominic heel turn that people seem to be recalling since he debuted in WWE like 2 years ago. And I thought it was a pretty good episode. My score for this, no, I'm not doing scores. If I was to give it a score, I'd give it a 7 or 8 out of 10, maybe something like that. I thought it was a really good episode. Very solid in-ring stuff, a lot of wrestling on the show. No 24/7 title shenanigans for the second week in a row. No Omos, no Veer. Some of Vince McMahon's pet projects. Not even Theory was on this show, so that was kind of weird. Some of Vince McMahon's pet projects were not on this show, so you can clearly see it's a new guard, and I think it's a win-win situation. I think it was really good. Raw the last 2 weeks. I'm not just saying this because it's the new era and Triple H is in charge and all that stuff, but I've enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty fun. Pretty fun stuff, and pretty fun stuff. And I look forward to next week's show. I'm actually kind of like. It brings me back to the day of being a great wrestling fan. Wanting to find out what happens on the show. Instead of it's Monday again. You know what that means? It might as well it's Tuesday morning. You know what that means? Better go check the Raw results. The last 2 weeks, last couple of weeks, it's been Monday Night Raw. Let's see what happens, eh? There's been a excitement around it, and I feel like it's still not the best show of all time, but I think it's a good start. The last 2 weeks have been a good start for the new era, and I'm really hoping that we can continue this forward in this direction that we're going in. So really excited for the future. See what happens with Monday Night Raw and WWE in general, and AEW. As long as we get a good product at the end of the day, that's all that matters. None of this tribalistic bullshit. All that matters is we, the wrestling fans, win, because if both products put good product on, that's all that matters at the end of the day. That's all I care about. I just want to see a good product. And at the end of the day, That's all I care about. So yeah, let me know what you thought in the comments, guys. Tell me if you like the new layout. I think I thought it gave you something to look at instead of the blank canvas that I always give you. So tell me what you think in the comments, and I'll see you again next week. I'll see you again for the next week's Raw review, and I'll see you again in a bit. I'm out. Enjoy your days.